Yo, podcast land. Y'all already know what time it is. It's the podcast show that does everything that they don't. You're now tuning in to Who They Want podcast. This is Entrepreneurship Monday. And what would Entrepreneurship Monday be without one of the queens in the industry that really keeps you cool during the summer heat? You feel me? She's been grinding for a long time, made it out the trenches. In my book, is on like some super celebrity fandemonium status. Like, she's phenomenal. You know, I support her since day one, as she supported me since day one. So without further ado, we talking to the Kiri Cooler CEO, Camila Shaw. How you doing, lady?
Doing pretty good. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, you know I got to show you love. It's long overdue, by the way. Like, this episode was long overdue because we talked like what, season one of me just starting.
Oh yeah.
And you had to get it. I know you had to get your mind prepared for something like this. So just having you here now is an honor.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, this is a challenge, but for you, I'll do anything.
Respect. So what do you want to start? What do you want to take this? The floor is yours.
I guess I can give a little background.
That's fine.
Um, I started probably about 2014 or 15. Publicly distributing. Before then, I was doing like house parties and stuff, like back in college, where we would have like mixed drinks, and I would be the one to bring the drinks and the Jello shots and all of the good party thingies.
Right.
After me doing that, for a while, people would ask me to do it for their own private parties, and I guess magic happened from there. I went
That's what I'm saying.
parties to learning that people really were interested in it, and it really was some good stuff, and I could make $1 off of it. I went
Learn
to
how to control the game then.
that's right.
That's phenomenal. I remember when you had the pouches, and then we went from pouches to the jars, or the jars to the pouches, one way or the other.
Jars. We did jars first. Remember, I would do with candy. I would let it let the candy sit in the alcohol overnight, and then strain it the next day and make the slush out of that. And then I went from that to the pouches, which were cool. That was the $5 days.
Yeah, miss those days.
Oh yeah. And then now we're here. Slow climb, but worth it. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it the same as that way. Make you
Mm.
appreciate when you earn it.
I love that humbleness in it. Like, that is something, especially coming up in the industry. Like, starting with a business like that, you got to give, like, you literally have a bartender's hand, just gifted with it. Because, boy, I tell you the truth, you done mix some flavors I didn't even know was possible to just create a concoction and it be good. So, yeah. Shout out to my girl Kimberly Denise, part of the Who They Want MiSfItS. She sends her greetings and agreeing with the show. So shout out to her. You should have been here, Kimberly, but this one's personal. So we got that covered on how you got started. So let's move on to, what was your uniqueness into the business?
I would say when I first started, like I said back in the day, it was more so geared to adults and giving adults a nice, cool beverage. But since I've become an LLC, doing things the proper way, I now would say that it's the fact that I service the entire family. I can serve the entire family. I do virgin and non-virgin. I do slush and non-slush. We're looking into bringing ice cream, which will be virgin and non-virgin. So I guess I would say my uniqueness would be the fact that I can bring a beverage and bring the party, regardless of the age.
Ah, I like that. You better say that. That's a boss talk.
Oh yeah.
Straight like that. Okay. I see you got these bottles now. What's this bottle creation you done put on the map?
I think you're gonna like those.
Uh-huh. Definitely. Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
almost similar to the slush, but of course, it's no ice, nothing, added, and got nothing but good reviews. You might want to try one. Matter of fact, I'll give you one
Tenfold.
about
You
that.
already know. She says, Kimberly says, which is an option many mobile bartenders don't offer. So you definitely in the rankings for that one.
And that's what I wanted. I wanted to do something that we don't have around here. I know that we have like people who would have parties and they will get like popcorn or carnival vendors to come out and serve for them. And I was like, hey, maybe I can do, kitty party and I can bring the slushes, you know, and that way the adults and the kids, because usually it's a party for both, could indulge.
Awesome. That's rare because you being a parent yourself to incorporate the kids into something like that. Because we gotta remember kids like to have fun too, you
Right.
know, and they love seeing that adult beverage always left on that table that's unguarded to dabble in too. So by them having their separate branch of drink, I'll be like, you got yours, but this one's the adult section. You don't touch over here.
And that was, I guess, that's what brought the idea. Back when I used to do the adult Capri Suns, the pouches,
Mm-hmm.
would come by and get them, and the kids would say, "Where's mine? I want one." The response would be that this isn't for you. This isn't for kids. It's an adult drink, So I was like, maybe we should give it an option so when they do say I want one, I can say, "Hey, I
We
got
didn't forget you.
some."
I loved it. The blue. Blue one was my like top five favorite flavor when it came to the pouches. Then I think he did a green. I don't know. When I was looking for them
Oh,
nights I used to party, I think all of them was pretty much my favorite. Blue and green was like the ones you had to have.
oh yeah, I had so many different flavors, and that's when I used to add the fruit too. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And my best friend Wanda would always talk about when she bought one, tell her she got to keep the fruit in it. It was something about the absorption in the fruit that you thought if you didn't think that just sipping it down wasn't going to take you out. The fruit actually got you where you needed to
'Cause-
be by
okay.
the end of that night. So fabulous. I love it. And now we have, did you face any hardships in the business?
I would definitely say yes to that. I have faced many, and I'm still facing them. And it's more so because I'm one of those that don't want to. I don't want to owe anybody in the end. I want to earn and pay it myself, and that does make it kind of hard when you're doing like different events and things, and you have to come up with the fee to attend the events, and as well as keep the business functioning. So it does kind of, get tough for me, but if I had to do it any other way, I wouldn't want it. I honestly want to be able to say that I worked with my sweat, my tears, and earned and got me where I want, where I am. Not that I owe Peter, Tom, Joe companies for helping me. I don't want
Right.
to body. In the end, when I see the final success, I want to be able to say it's mine. I did it. So,
Phenomenal.
yes, to answer that, yes, I have and do still face many financial hardships, but I press my way through like bosses do.
You did. You got to. And I think that's a struggle for me as well. Is as an entrepreneur, you like you said, you're gonna deal with the ins, the out. You gotta deal with the ugly stages of a business. And like you say, that not wanting to owe somebody is a big reflection of your character. Cause you don't want to be one of them, oh, I gave so and so X amount of dollars to start this business. Now they done made, thinking they big shot because money is grossing in. And now they feel like that overhead bully got to come in like, okay, you owe me double from what I originally gave you. And just to be like that type of person, look, you didn't put in on this. Like you say, my blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice went into
So
all that.
that because that do kind of sound mean. I have had people that have wanted to sponsor, that have wanted to, help me, but I'm not gonna say I don't want to say I, you didn't give me, or you don't deserve this percentage, but how could I equally pay you off in the end if you helped me out a little and I did all the work? Like, how do I know exactly what I owe you back? And I don't want to end up with a fight or a fallout from anyone that, was just trying to give me a helping hand over finances.
I respect that 100%. That is very true. Let's see what our comment says. Kimberly says, when you're an entrepreneur, it comes with the territory. It's all in how you handle it. I agree 100%.
Agree with that. And that's where I guess those contracts and things would come into play. I haven't gotten to that status yet.
What? You ain't got, I'm sure about that. I thought you, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you doing something so creative and so unique. Somebody ready to come shake my hand and take this briefcase and let me, be
Not
your, what they call it, silent partner.
yet, but not yet.
Fantastic. Okay, now we have, how does it feel to have a growing successful business at this stage of your life?
It feels good to know that I have something that I can potentially leave for my son to take off and make even bigger. Even if I don't get to the point of where I could get a storefront, or I could have multiple storefronts, or I could, get in a store on a shelf. Even if I don't see myself doing that, maybe I have started something that will make him want to finish and get us there. Even if he take, my plans or my vision and tweak it, and it turns out to be something different later, I just want to be able to say I helped, I did, we have, us and ours one day. So it does feel good to, I guess, be able to visualize that happening one day.
Legacy moments. I love this. You got so much wisdom in you at such an early age. Like, even though done been in this game for a long time, and that's just because I know personally about you. But just to hear you talk now, just hearing the growth in you, lets you know you became a full-time businesswoman on me.
Yeah, slowly, still learning a lot. Got a lot more to go before I can say like I know the game. I'm willing to take whatever knowledge anybody else could offer to me, and I'm willing to share what I have learned so far. But yeah, we've come a long ways.
Love that humbleness, absolutely. So I guess we kind of covered the do you plan to expand part question all within that same line of you leaving the legacy behind. So
I I haven't had any direct plans with expansion, but that is something that I can see happening in the future.
okay.
I don't have like a visual. I don't have like any details to say, yeah, I see in 5 years that I want to be here. I haven't sat down and visualized, or put a business plan in for nothing like that yet.
Awesome. And that's crazy that you mentioned that, just bringing it up. Like, I just realized it's been over 10 years since you sat me down, handed me a piece of paper and an ink pen, and was like, write your goals out right here, right now. And I'm like, just the other day I was having a meeting with my peoples, and it was like, do you realize in 10 year span you became that business owner that you so bragged about 10 years ago? And I'm like, if you take me back to that stage 10 years ago, business owner, I would just say to make you inspired by me, and
You
wasn't
did
probably really my main focus.
not see it, but I had faith, and I
I
still.
know it because you was tough on me, still tough on me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it be days now, like I be ready to quit. You could ask Kimberly in the audience, like it done been some days where Stead would take, she be like, that's it, we cannot do this. And be like, you just started this. I'm like, your point? But
Well,
this is ain't about me, it's about you.
but no, we take breaks because we're human. We take breaks when things get tough. We got to go have our pity parties and whatever else to get over it, but we don't quit.
Right. So we have, what is the inspiration behind your flavor creativity? I got to know because that pina colada is by far the new age new flavor, just to me.
You will be surprised. There isn't one.
Oh.
It's just, I guess, the wrist and just natural instincts because there isn't one. I was just talking to my boyfriend the other day and I was telling him, I was like, what's sad is if something were to happen where I couldn't mix what I need to make the stuff, the drinks, then it wouldn't happen because I don't even have anything written down.
Hmm.
I don't have like anything as a guide. It's just all mental. There's nothing that inspires it other than, I wonder what this will be like together. I wonder if I put this that together. So it's just, spur of the moment inspiration.
Wow, incredible. Because I've been to parties that you have catered to. You know, you've been a big caterer to any parties my friends throw. So I be sitting in the background like I'm like the supporter, like the analyzer that watches everybody face. So when everybody takes that first sip and then you see their face and they go, how did she do this? You're like, I can't tell. Like, even I don't know just how to blend. And it's like, you can't even tell. I love the first sip because it's always, you can't tell what's in it sip. But then when you get up to go to that bathroom, you're like, whoa, I got to sit back down. I don't know what was in it. Because I tell you, I done became a friend. I done became a fan of anything mixed with some Henny. So that Henny thing is possible. That one right there changed your life.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not really a brown. I'm more of a white guy. But when it comes to that particular, just that blend was like you won't even think that it's that mixed. That concoction is definitely potent. I love it.
Oh yeah. I guess I take that as a compliment, cousin, because I honestly don't know, and I am going to write one. I did say the next time I do get in there and make some stuff up, then I'm going to write down two of this, one of that, three of this, so I'll know because I don't know, and it just always turns out to be exactly right. There's no difference in taste or flavor. It just always turns out to be right, but I honestly do it by my like the older people back in the day when when they cook, they don't have
Mm-hmm.
they just go by what they know.
Instincts, just in your essence, to just automatically know. Oh, that's phenomenal. Cause I'm like a bully at the same time when it comes to you catering. I'm like, we ain't making no store runs. Once we place this order from her, y'all can forget that. Well, I think this was a better option. You don't need nothing else. Like I'm that type of guy at the party. Like you gonna enjoy this, and it's not like that favoritism. It's just like I love a successful business, and I love the hunger for business. And it's like you tasting that, it's like a little piece of heaven in it, because you like. Even though it's wrong, it's like it feels so right, like that good to the last drop, and you be mad when it ain't no more. Cause I'd be mad because I done placed some orders and I'd be like, how we get from we started off at 12 and we down to like 1. Like, where did they go? Just be them type of nights. And I can't wait for this weekend because it needs to be them type of nights this weekend. Yes, y'all heard me here. I'm grown. Hello.
Nothing.
So do you plan to create your own brand of liquor or wine?
I don't have any plans, but this does give me ideas of something I might need to look into. What it entails for me to do one of those. Never thought about. I never really given. This honestly was just a hobby. It was
Okay.
a hobby that I enjoy the results and the reviews of what I get afterwards. And it just turned from hobby to, okay, let's make some money from it. But I did not start out with the vision of becoming anything really big. But I do see it being something I can do now because I'm kind of a high demand nowadays, which makes me feel good. It does because I didn't realize that I was supported as I am. My family and friends always have supported, but you look at it differently when it's a stranger.
Yeah, those the best ones.
And I'm getting that type of support now. And that does give me um, the boost to want to do things like, open up storefronts, maybe look into making wines or, doing what I can do to try to get on somebody's store shelf, so possibly. Yes, I can see that happening. No plans yet, but yes, I can see that being something that happens in the future.
I'm excited for it, and I wish y'all the best. Even if you change your mind, like I thought about it, and it's not for me, I'm still like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. You still got the perfect blend anyway. Like Kiri's Cooler is the brand by itself, so you get a mixture of everything anyway.
Right. Right.
And now that you got these bottles, that's right, MiSfItS. I'm gonna need y'all to start placing some orders with her, and we can do some shipping out since she got bottles now. We can
Yeah,
ship straight to your front door.
dry ice and send you on your way.
What you say? Yes, because I know y'all need it, especially for this Friday's episode. We all gonna need one, but that's a later story. So, what's the process of becoming a business owner from your perspective?
Okay, I guess I would say it starts with a vision or a plan. You have to find something that you're interested in, something that you're willing to put the time into. You're gonna want to find a name, a brand for yourself, something that no one else has never used, or something that uniquely describes what you are or what you're trying to present. Um, you want to get your business plan, get your finances in order, develop your product, if it's going to be something you're going to sell, or the structure, if it's going to be a service that you're going to offer, how you're going to present that service. Make sure you get your regulations in order with the government and the city and the county, as you don't want to be getting in trouble trying to make a dollar.
Hmm.
Decide if you're going to find an actual location or if you're going to do something mobile, and that will also be in your plan workout. And just take off. Give it your all. If it's a passion of yours, be very passionate about every detail, and just do what you do.
Great advice. Because if we can flash back to them 10 years ago, back again, back when I was Brimlow CDs, that was too much ingenuity I had back then. Like, I
Yeah,
still got that same drive now for podcasts, and my love for music is going to always be there. But looking at the signs of time now, I'm like, I'm glad I kind of got out that era of business since everything's became digital now and quick to plug in. So I'm like, well, I'm still technically doing what I originally was doing. I'm just using my voice instead of selling somebody else's voice now.
I still think that you should just get out, because it's some older people that aren't into a lot of the digital stuff. So you might still, won't be as much and as fast money, but all money counts, right?
Absolutely. And
Oh,
you got the gospel fans. They always gonna love the gospel and the old school. So one thing about those clients, they never go nowhere. I don't care how much the seasons change. They're gonna be looking for me. And I appreciate y'all that still tag me into those type of people posts on social media, like who still makes CDs. And I'm like, y'all just don't know I haven't like burnt a CD in so long. But
yeah,
I still have the capabilities, the playlist, and the know-how to do it. So that gift has never left me myself. You
right.
are doing fantastic in this interview. Like you're a natural at this.
If you only knew how hard this was, but we'll keep going.
What you say? It could have been worse. It could have been like 8 of us sitting on this one little program. You probably would have tapped out at the first 10 minutes. I'm sorry, cousin. My phone went dead. Something crashed. We'll
I,
do it again another time.
I can't do this.
So I was like, you know
Oh,
what, MiSfItS, sit down. I'm gonna bench y'all just for one night only. Y'all had last night off because everybody was enjoying the weekend, but tonight I'm giving y'all personal extra day off.
so appreciate you. Appreciate
Yeah.
you much.
I'm
I'm
gonna get a bunch of phone calls and texts after this interview though. Watch. So, have you had any conflicts with other potential businesses? So I know by you being into this particular industry, it's a lot of copycatters and a lot of people that aren't the type that show love the way you would show love to say, hey, we both can make the same money. You just do your thing, I do my thing.
I haven't had any conflict. No, I have supported other people who are doing the same thing or similar to, not same, but similar to as me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had some of them to support me. So I would say no, I haven't, honestly. And I guess it's a blessing to say I haven't had to deal with any conflict from.
That's great. I love that. That means you don't have the big head, that big ego that says I'm better than you. I know how to mix better than you. But again, me from the outside looking in as the cheerleader type position will be like, can't nobody outdo what she do. You can put your best cup on the table, and I guarantee you a curious cooler will shut it down.
Thank you. But I just look at it like, everyone is different, and what I want for my drink might not be the same as what your taste buds would want. And you and I could mix the same exact thing. I can give you every ingredient that I use, but your ingredients won't taste like mine in the end, and I'm sure mine won't taste like yours. So, no, I don't see, that being competition. It's just that, you do your thing and I do mine. And people are going to support who they support. I don't see a reason in people competing over customers or um, dissing each other to try to, I'm better than you. I do this. I have that. I use this. At the end of the day, everybody's trying to become something that they aren't now. And that's a successful business owner or a successful entrepreneur or successful in the kitchen. If you just don't want to put a name behind it, whatever you're doing, you want to be successful in it. So everybody has the same goal, and everybody just, as they say, it's always times where you could find different routes to get to the same goal.
Mm.
You take your route, I take mine. That's how I see it. I'm not trying to cross your way. If you're going left, I'll make a right this time, and I'll come left next time.
Nuggets. I love that. That's powerful. I love that. That just shows you how blessed you are and how you love to see everybody else prosper along the same venue. And like you said, it's not about throwing shade, sneak this, and you know what I'm saying. Like you said, we could post product. It's just like chili cook-offs, for example. Everybody can put the same ingredients on the table, but it ain't gonna taste the same. Sometimes that extra little bit of love, that extra stir, or that extra drop of this, pinch of that, might just be what sells it off a little bit extra to that percentage.
Even just like restaurants, like you can ride down the road and you'll see a Wendy's, and then 2 blocks down, not even a block down, you will see a McDonald's. They're on the same street, they sell the same stuff, but McDonald's don't taste like Wendy's, and Wendy's don't taste like McDonald's. They have their own product. So whatever taste buds want, that's what you're going to support at that time, and that's how I see it with Curious Cool.
Exactly. And if you're from the city of Quincy like me, they got a Sonic's next to a McDonald's, next to a Burger King, next to a Popeyes, next to a KFC. Like it's all in one circle.
And depending on what you want, that's which way you turn your wheel.
It's craziest combination, but hey, I love my city.
Yeah.
So that completes the questions course. So we'll take a few moments if the audience is tuning in to, drop a few Q&As. Kimberly, I don't know if you still rocking with us or you done stepped out the building. You've been a big supporter so far. My dog got one day when you ready to return back to the stage on Who They Want, you'll meet the whole cast and crew. We is a mess. Shout out to everybody at this moment.
Now that we've made it through, I may have survived.
We done made it through 30 minutes.
It don't seem like it's been 30 minutes.
I'm looking at the clock like you should have made it through. I told you it's natural. This is what we do.
Or I was like, okay, you're going to make it through 10 minutes, and then you're going to be tongue-tied or lost for words. But we've done 30, 29.
But yes, that's the beauty of how I work. I want to make sure any guest is comfortable and we're not doing anything political religious viewpoints. We don't cover none of that bashful topics or none of that. We just get straight to the point. You say what you feel needs to be said, and then we move on. And you're my first guest that I've actually handwritten questions for, just to make that, because I'm always unscripted. I just go off the dome, ask you some questions, and that be that. So you put me back in CEO spotlight. I will refuse to go on if there's no questions presented to me. So I'm
And
like, okay.
I had you do all of that and still didn't get time. That's why I told you I got this planner now. Because time just slips away. Days, I get lost in them. It's hard when you're the chief, the cook, the bottle washer, you're everything. Like it's and then I work too. I'm not just doing this. Like I work full time and I'm a mom, so it does get kind of tough. And even though I say I'm gonna go do some things, don't necessarily mean I get a chance to do it. You
Right.
sent this and I did not get a chance to go through it. You asked me, you double checked, and I still didn't get a chance to go through it. It's not enough time in the day. But I do appreciate you for you did everything that you could to make me as comfortable as possible. And I thank
Of
you.
course. Of course. I
I
got you.
thank you for that.
There ain't no questions there. You know how many uncomfortable situations Kira Coolers I got me out of?
And she'll get you out of 100 more.
What you see? When in doubt, turn it up. I love it. Like, just thinking about it and just to see the joy you have when you make your posters be like, that's how you know you got a guaranteed product. Like that Denzel Washington guarantee of a product. Like I could put it on the shelf and you was like, I'm riding through the city with like the last 15 in the back of my seat. Just before I get out of the city, I'm sitting up there like, Lord knows, I could text her right now and she would come through. But I'm
And
like,
bring all 15.
else. I was like, but you know where you located at right now. You know you can get past that move right there. It's like, catch me next time when the environment's different.
Oh yeah.
But then, what one of these days I'm gonna settle up, like you said, I'm gonna hit because my nephews be over, they still enjoying summer break. So it'll be one of them days I'm gonna shop for everybody, but make sure mine's just separate.
Yeah.
What goes on in Who They Want Studios stays in Who They Want Studios. To tell you the truth. So you've been a phenomenal guest. I've enjoyed just reconnecting with you. I would say like this ain't even about interviewing. It's about reconnecting because it's been a while. We talk all the time, but it's like it's been a while where we face to face talked and
Right.
see how you doing. You know, like the old folks would say, since I laid eyes on you. So yeah, this is my life, podcast king. I do it. I love it.
Great at it.
What I gotta produce, y'all make sure y'all tune into the Lux Life real estate coach Latasha McDowell tomorrow at 7 p.m. where your boy DJ Big Dog will be producing and she will be hosting with her guest as she talk about entrepreneurship, business, economy, things of that nature. Yes. And then we'll be live at 8:15, 8:20, no later than that, with Who They Want podcast, Artistry Tuesday, with some guests. We'll be live in the crew. So that's all the announcements. Wednesday show is Who They Want Wednesdays. I'm looking for any potential guests for Who They Want Wednesdays. I don't have nobody on my guest list for Wednesday. It might just be a natural crew show episode because all we need is Jay Taddy, Mistress Dazzy, Tasha, Kimberly, Kyle, of course. Y'all know what? I'm gonna need y'all to start signing in on a roster because there's too many of y'all to try to remember off the top of my head. I
Who
might be leaving somebody out. So
did
if I didn't give you a shout out, that ain't you talking about that planner again.
it's your
It's like
planner?
you need the planner.
You just look down. You won't miss nobody. You get that planner.
Lord, you became a spokesperson for a planner. Shout out to you. She could sell you anything, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
supporting the planners. Get a planner.
Absolutely. So I just love it all together. I'm definitely gonna invest in one, seriously.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure tax-free Friday coming up for them back to school people. I'm finna be there just like I'm going back to school.
Oh yeah.
So
Half
with
percent.
that being said, I don't think I'm gonna hold up no more of your night.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me again, and stay safe.
Absolutely. Shout out to your whole crew. You know, got to give Duke a shout out just because that my man. Ain't seen him in a month of Sundays, but I know he's doing well. Shout out to PJ, the whole 9 yards. Y'all already know. Much love for the Who They Want crew.
All
Just
right.
want to get that out there.
Everybody left me. I'm alone right now.
What?
But I'll make sure I relay the message.
They just like you get your spotlight by yourself. Your 15 minutes of fame
They,
all alone.
they gave it to me.
I love it. You still doing your morning fitnesses? Is that still on your registry?
We're getting back to it.
Okay.
We have fallen short of the glory.
Right, because I know I'm used to waking up to certain things, and my phone will alert me. There's a post you may have missed by Camila Shaw. I'm like, what have I missed now?
Fallen short of the glory, but we are seeing the prize. We're heading back to the right way, the right direction.
Whew, I love it. Y'all heard it here first, and that concludes our show. We out, ladies and gentlemen.